We do have fun in this world in which we live. Which brings us, to this. When in doubt, I should say that, when in doubt. Be true to yourself and work constantly to improve that self. We got to work on that, don't we? I tell you what, let's do. Let's get started this morning by centering, breathe, and take a moment and acknowledge the presence of our loving Father, Mother God, working in and through us this day. This day, we ask for your guidance and for your direction, that we may lead our people, our thoughts, our feelings in peace and in prosperity. This day we ask to remember who we are and to express that to our world. This day we are grateful for the opportunity to come together, to worship, to sing, and to pray in the name, in the nature, and in the power of the Christ. Amen.
Today's daily word is mentors, and this morning Alice will read our daily word for us.
Actually, I would like to read Saturday's daily word because I think it's very apropos to our time. As it says, "As I believe, so I receive." Spiritual truth exists whether or not I believe in it. Divine love is present whether or not I trust in it. Universal intelligence is available whether or not I rely on it. While I am grateful that Spirit is eternal and changeless, I recognize that my capacity to fully receive Spirit's bounty hinges on my faith. If on reflection I find that challenging times have clouded my belief in Spirit, as of today and tomorrow and the next few days, I simply correct my thinking. I renew my belief in the eternal reality of spiritual abundance. I accept that God's bounty and grace are meant for all, including me. I regain trust in my ability to freely give and freely receive. I align myself with divine mind, and truth flows readily into my awareness, clearing the way for my greater good. And from John 12:46, I have come as light into the world, so that everyone who believes in me should not remain in the darkness. And I will also read today's Sunday, which is Mentors. I'd like to believe that I participated in being a mentor at one time or another. Mentoring enriches my spiritual journey. I am grateful for the coaches and the teachers and counselors who have mentored me on my spiritual path. By building a relationship of trust, modeling spiritual truth, and sharing open-heartedly from their own successes and struggles, these people have instrumental in raising my consciousness. Mentorship enriches the mentor as well. Helping others helps me clarify and reinforce my own spiritual lessons and beliefs. It also encourages me to be mindful that others are watching and listening to what I say and do. Spiritual mentorship is a precious gift that I can give to myself, whether I am called to serve as a mentor or a mentee. When I am able and willing to serve in both roles, I find myself doubly blessed on my spiritual path. And from Proverbs 1:5, let the wise also hear and gain in understanding. Amen.
We're moving into that time of the year where we set time aside to be grateful. Now, I think we should do it every day, but there you go. It's kind of nice to take time out and focus on one thing at a time. The challenge is you don't have to wait for a year. And this is true about who you are. You don't have to wait for that one day a year that says, this is the day I began this experience. And no, we won't tell you what year it started in. I can begin to be born again when I remember who I am. And the more often that I state with power who I am, the more it begins to show up in my world. Let's take our affirmation together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I am now in the presence. Let's breathe into that as we join with Steve. I believe in you. I believe. Lord, I trust. I have faith. We take these words gently and easily into our inner closet, our secret place. It is that place within you where there is no question, there is no doubt. The Father and I are one. It is that place within you where you commune with the presence. And this day, we follow Jesus' instructions when he said, when you enter in, close the door. We close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I should have done. We close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I have yet to do this day. And for one holy moment, I rest, I pray, and I listen. For I'm learning in my prayers to ask, believing. Here in the stillness, answers come. Perhaps in the form of a word, love, peace, order. Perhaps in the vibration of the music. Regardless of how it comes to you this day, know these gifts come wrapped in love. In this moment, all my needs are met. This day, I say yes. I accept these gifts. I reach out and claim them as my own. I immerse myself in them. And as I do so, each and every cell of my being responds. I know what is mine to do, and I will do it. Gratitude wells up from the middle of my being, flowing from me. And in that movement, I remember I am a channel through which good flows into my world. I open that channel wide. From me, through me, good flows. Gratitude flows, thanksgiving flows, love flows. First into this room, touching each and every one of God's children. In this moment, all my needs are met, and I'm grateful. That thought joins with other thought of like mind. And gratitude swells from us, through us, into our spiritual community, wherever that might be this day. Into our city, across our state. Healing, blessing. I breathe. The breath of life flows from me, through me. Across our state, across our country. Touching, healing, blessing. Around our world. From this place of oneness, I see my world through God's eyes. regardless of appearance. I am there. Good is there. And we are grateful. From me, through me, good flows throughout our universe. Touching, healing, blessing. Somewhere, somewhen, someone is saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, for in this moment, that which has come from you this day is gratefully received. That gratitude swells up and returns to you, the circle of life, whole and complete. In this moment, I breathe it. I rest in it for one holy moment. Knowing there is more yet for me to do this day, holding to this experience we have shared, gently now and easily, I bring my attention back to this place, to this now. And from my heart, I join with you and pray as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, "As for you, pray therefore in this manner." Start your engines. I don't know why that gets this going, it just does. There are so much going on in our world that can distract us from the truth of our being. And part of that distraction says, look to me, and it's out here. I will solve your problem. I have the answer. The answer I have you won't like. Yes, I will. No, I won't. Yes, I will. All right? So we're busy looking outside. And this has been a great week for some really, really great questions. And I love that, by the way, that as we go through our experiences, we have questions that come up. Generally, that go along the line of, I hear it when you say, and then whatever the statement happens to be. This one is the one that came. God, the Christ, lives within me. I hear you when they say that. Comma, however, I'm having a challenge feeling that or seeing it. Well, part of the problem is we still haven't figured out how to look inside. That's part of the invisible piece. That's part of the faith piece. We can listen to teachers. We were talking about mentors, mentees, and mental. Fillmore said for him, that secret place, the inner closet, is right behind his heart. And scientifically, we are learning that there are cells around our heart that are extremely similar to cells in our brain. That our heart has a mind, our heart mind. I went, that's kind of interesting. Right? Well, it doesn't surprise me because this body temple and our world is still such a mystery to us. So when you're having a challenge in feeling the presence of the Christ in you, you're in really, really good company. The 12 hung out with him for, 3-4 years. And we're still going, wait a minute, I have a question. And when asked about Jesus, Jesus who? Right. Have a problem with getting that thought about where I live, who I am. Because they were still, even though they were in the presence, they were still looking outside for solutions. Okay? And every time I look outside for a solution, I may get something that looks like an answer, but when I put it to work, it just doesn't come out quite right in my life. That's when I need to make the shift and say, wait a minute, doesn't mean it's a bad idea, it just means it didn't work for me, then I need to make a shift because I was looking out here. One of my favorites of all times, and it comes up on a regular basis, is hands not required. I'll lift mine up so you'll know. How many of you are on a fixed income? Every hand in the room should be up. It's a trick question. It's a trick question. Okay? Because your income is fixed by what? You live in an abundant universe. It is your Father's wish to give you the keys to the kingdom. Why do you keep saying no? Now, understand I'm talking to me. You guys are doing great. I, on the other hand, have a challenge from time to time. Right? Well, I say no because I look at my world and I can't see me in it. I shared something with the class on Wednesday that was really kind of fun. From every teacher, from every mentor that comes to you, There's three things you need to ask. With what's coming at me, do I believe it? Do I believe it? That's the first one. The second piece is, if I believe it, can I do it? And the third one is, if I believe it and I can do it, do I want to? There's the rub, isn't it? It's number 3. Right? I came that you might have life and have it more abundant. Do I believe it? Well, yeah. Can I do it? I'm not so sure. Okay, well, I know where to go work, yeah? And assuming I do believe it, do I want to? So I might need to correct some thinking on that side too. And the only way to do that, in my experience, if somebody's found another way, talk to me. The only way I know how to get to there is to go inside. I have got to get inside. I have got to get to that place within me where I can ask the questions and listen for the answer and then make a choice and a decision to step forward and move from there. Am I always going to get it right? Probably not. But I have the opportunity to get it right every time, as long as I keep doing it. And then I just have to run the test. And the test is simple. It's a Dr. Phil. How's that working for you? Right? In other words, what shows up in your world? Based on my thoughts, based on my feelings, what's showing up in my world? Is this what I want in my life? No? Okay. Use the process, run the game, as it were, set a vision, say, okay, this is what I want. Go into prayer, into meditation. Ask. That is so huge. Ask. I want a better life. Really? Have you asked for it? And what does that mean for you? And for each of us, it's a little bit different. But I have to ask. And then I have to follow the instruction. Not just ask, but ask believing. One of the problems that we have in prayer is that we talk about God a lot. But we don't always talk to God. See, and that's the inner peace, the inner strength is when I talk to God, knowing I'm going to get an answer. Now, granted, there are those who will invite you to North. For those of you who don't know, that's our psychiatric wing at the hospital. Because you've been talking to God. Guess what? They do too, they just don't know it. It's okay. Okay? Well, I have to talk to. It is called communion, communication on purpose. I am communing with that perfection that resides within me. Do I believe that? Can I express it? Do I want to? See, these are the questions that get asked. Jesus was asked that same question frequently. And his answer was, yeah. I do believe this. I am one with. Yes, I can do. Yes, I will do. And we didn't always understand that. His disciples regularly said, you need to take us apart and explain this, dude. Because I'm a little in the dark here. And he would take them one to one, because each one of them was also in a different position than any of the others. And one of my favorites is when he came back, he said, what did Jesus say to you? He said, I can't tell you. If I told you, I have to kill you. No, he didn't say it quite that way. He said, I can't tell you, you wouldn't understand it. I can't tell you what he told me, you wouldn't understand it. See, because the message that Jesus is giving then and now is individual. It resonates with you and your heart. It resonates with what you are seeking to express in your life, and it comes from here, not out here. Right? So no matter what shows up in our world out here, I need to take a breath. And I need to remember a few things. I need to remember the statement, fear not, for lo, I am with you always. So when I look at my circumstance and I say, if this happens, the world's coming to an end. If this happens, the world's coming to an end. And earlier, Steve and I were talking, he said, everybody keeps saying the world's going to come to an end. I have a book called the Bible that shows me how it happened. No, he didn't. He didn't say it. But it feels that way sometimes. And basically what it comes down to is what? The world does come to an end as I knew it in the past when I make a shift. My old dissipates, the new comes forth. But I am the one who forms it. I form it with my thoughts and with my feelings. And it comes from that inner assurance that God is with me each and every step of the way. That's what Jesus taught. That's what he expressed in his world. And the stories around is how we reacted from a very human perspective, which is why it's important for us to learn how to look past the words. I shared with our Wednesday class that there's a couple of books that I keep handy. Two are close authors of our family, and I'm still reading them, and the other is my Bible, and the fourth is the Quran. Because I'm learning to read it from a metaphysical perspective as well. Now, I don't have it down just yet, which is okay. I don't have the other one down yet either, so I'm in good company. But my point is that I'm learning how to read other things that come into my world and be able to look past the appearance. God is there. God expresses through me. And you are unique in that as an individual. You're doing what no one else ever has or ever can do. Be uniquely you. What will you express today? You get to choose. Let us first choose not to be in fear. Breathe. Fear not, for lo, I am with you always. Breathe. Fear not. Regardless of circumstance, I am there. Fear not. I love you. Fear not. I bless you. Fear not. I appreciate everything you do in my world. Fear not. For in this moment, I behold the Christ.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.